Joining us now, Dr. Drew Pinsky, Chief Medical Board Member of the wellness company, TWC Health. Also interviewed Kennedy several times, done a lot of work with him. It's glad to have you here, sir. Thank you. So much to get to. But this concept that we have a health crisis in America and more medication from big pharma may not be the answer doesn't seem that outrageous to me.
No, it isn't. And what is outrageous is that before this week, you were unable to ask the question, why are these things happening? And still, you will get terrific derision if you ask, why did autism go from 1 in 5,000 to 30 in 100? Well, I mean, we have to ask these questions. Why did obesity go up? Why is diabetes going up? When I was in training, it was always being dismissed as, well, we're just living so long that people are ending up with chronic disease towards the end of life. That is no longer the case. And it's increasingly clear that at least part of the problem is the way we eat and the food we get, which, if you've heard, the very same lobbyists, scientists, and marketing professionals moved over from tobacco to food. So no surprise, yummy, addictive food, heavy lobbying, and we have unhealthy populations.
Yeah, I have to confess that I wrote this segment and researched it while eating a combination of Swedish Fish and Sour Patch Kids. So there is that. But there is a couple of things here. One, Republicans saying, you think Robert F. Kennedy's weird, just look at Rachel Levine, Assistant Secretary of Health right now. We'll put the picture up. People can decide for themselves. It was a he before she became a she. We'll get the picture there in a second. But there's this orthodoxy, right? You can't question why girls are having their periods younger and younger, going through puberty younger and younger, why young men, as they grow up into their teenage years, no longer look like the young men of the 1960s and 70s. Just look at like the composite pictures in high schools. You can't ask why everybody in Italy is so much healthier, even though they eat pasta and drink wine. Exactly. You see Robert Kennedy actually asking those questions and getting answers?
Oh, I do. This is his thing. When I first interviewed him, he goes, "Look, I know how to dig into corrupt organizations. I've done it my whole career." And he said, first thing I'm going to do, and I don't know if you saw the announcement, it's all over X right now, but he said to me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in the major journal editors and publishers, and I'm going to threaten them with a RICO action if they don't disclose everything about their relationship with Big Pharma and straighten that out. He just announced that not only is he already doing that, there's going to be a RICO action, he's including the medical societies in that action. So he will find out what influence there has been, how it has adulterated the publishing process, how it adulterates science itself. And there's just no doubt that that's happening. And we saw one of the great favors that COVID did to us, it had peeled that back where you could see it. Certain things weren't being published and only other things were being published. That is anathema to science.
So much here. We're learning now in the data that it was suburban moms who actually found what Robert F. Kennedy was saying so interesting. We said at the beginning of the program that, look, you can see a guy who is a vaccine conspiracy theorist, vaccine questioner, whatever you want to say, who kills bears, or you can see a guy who's a champion for health. I see you putting your hands up. I'm going to let you answer. How and what is incumbent upon Robert F. Kennedy to not allow that narrative to take hold?
Well, it is incumbent upon everybody to continue to pressure the press. I wonder if he doesn't sue the press for slander, because he's fully vaxxed, his family's fully vaxxed. He has no vaccine denialism. He wants vaccines subjected to the same scientific rigor as all the other medication that people like me are allowed by the FDA to bring to market. So we could use these things. As it is an entirely different operation with no liability to speak of. And there may be really significant problems with these vaccines. At least we should be able to ask the questions. I'm not a vax denier. Everybody's fully vaxxed in my practice. But when I give my patients informed consent, I have to include in that these things have not been tested the way I would be satisfied to really give them a clear understanding.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.